And I remember like putting the razor blades down, like so clearly, such an important moment in my life. I put the razor blades down and I went almost like in a kind of dissociative state. And I just thought to myself, this moment now is extremely important for all of the people I'm going to help in the future. I remember that came to me so out of nowhere.
Wow. So hello and welcome to Divorce Club, where we give you affordable access to experts so you can get through divorce smarter, faster, stronger. I am super chuffed to be speaking with Nicholas Harris, who went from being an addict standing over the sink with a razor blade in his hand, ready to end it all, to helping thousands of people to recover from emotional trauma, and is now one of the leading therapists at the world-class health resort for Sheila Song. Now he uses a truly eclectic set of skills, he really does, and it combines artificial intelligence with hypnotherapy and Buddhism, and put those all together to deliver a unique therapeutic approach. He now has over 20 years of experience, has worked with many business leaders around the world, many international sports stars, and a lot of celebrities, many of which will fly halfway around the world just to work with him. In this short extract from my interview with Nicholas Harris, he reveals the 3 critical things you need to know to heal from divorce.
How do we know that we've forgiven something from the past? And actually the best answer I ever heard to this question comes from a Christian pastor. And he said, you know that you've forgiven someone or something from the past if they pass peacefully through your heart. If we fail to forgive, then this creates a seed of like bitterness, right? One of the possible outcomes. There's basically the event in the past has happened, but there's 2 possible paths. We can forgive or we cannot forgive. And each leads to certain outcomes of actually the person that we become in the future. And all of our relationships are a reflection of our relationship with ourselves, right? Healing is a process of going from feeling broken to feeling fixed, right? And it's something that very much comes up within divorce, of course. Anyway, she was the victim of sexual assault. She was actually raped 3 times and she couldn't trust men. So as a result, she was single for years. So she was a single mother, the victim of severe sexual assault, fighting the world, bringing up a child alone. As a result of the therapy, she was able to not only release the trauma of the assault and actually be able to forgive her attackers, because she actually began to see the emotion inside these men who had basically taken life, vitality and safety from her. She was able to develop compassion towards her rapist, to be able to forgive them, and really to be able to reclaim her sense of confidence, her feeling of femininity, even her empowerment around sexuality. And just a few months after she left, she fell in love. Already been together for more than 7 years. Like if we're looking at how can we recover from divorce, to me it's more than that. How can we thrive from it? How can we achieve a sense of like completion for one relationship which was incredibly special and important in our lives, but sadly has come to an ending, be able to heal from that relationship, reclaim our confidence in our relationship with ourselves, and from there feel empowered, consciously create better relationships in the future. If we don't forgive, we take the wounding from the past relationship into the next relationship, right? If we don't forgive and somebody was unfaithful to us, we're always protective and fearful that this next person is going to be unfaithful to us. If we don't forgive, we actually unconsciously project traumas from the past onto the future. There's these 2 schools of thought. One is called etiology and one's called teleology. Etiology is the idea that, you know, this happened in the past and that's the reason why I'm like I am, and there's nothing that can be done about it. And teleology is about, well, how can I create a sense of like meaning in my life, the dialogue that I tell myself about what happened, mental understanding, emotional empowerment from the present create the future based on the scripts that we choose to tell ourselves. Really by going through the pain, like the pain is the motivation for personal growth, well, that dramatically transformed, evolved my personality, which was what made me attractive to my wife today. So it's like, how can we find meaning for the things that happened from the past? And how can we create our life as the next step forward, rather than to find ourselves as the victim of this thing happened to me back then and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Showing people how to access a state of inner safety, physical relaxation, emotional relaxation, mental relaxation. The scientific definition of hypnosis is actually a state where your mind is just focused on one thing to the exclusion of everything else. But when that state of mind becomes deeper, then the power of the mind to create emotions or to heal emotions becomes stronger. So we begin by training levels of trance. I work with my clients' belief system, so it might involve learning how to go to a safe place in your mind where you can begin to look at emotions. It might involve going to the bright white light of universal love. It might involve going to your childhood garden or to your grandma's garden when you were a kid, but some place that represents safety. I might begin to introduce the person to the image of what I call the future self, which is, who are you after you've healed from your divorce? Right now, you're feeling completely destroyed. You have no idea what your future is. You feel deeply hurt, incredibly rejected. Place where you look back and you say the word ex-wife and you smile with peace in your heart. Yeah. Where you're like, wow, divorce was actually the best thing that ever happened to me. Once we have that set up.
Feeling overwhelmed by divorce? It doesn't have to be that way. Come and join us at Divorce Club and get your hands on unique, valuable resources, from legal templates that normally cost thousands to therapeutic exercises that deliver powerful personal growth. We've got you covered. But that's not the best bit. Our lineup of acclaimed speakers, which includes experts like Joanna Tosh, Nicholas Harris, Tanya Mann-Rennick, Vanessa Lee Toole, Janelle Bitton, and Farhana Shahzadi, to name just a few, provide unparalleled insights across your entire divorce journey. Their decades of experience, knowledge, and direction will enable you to achieve the very best possible outcome, and without the normal confusion, without making big mistakes that you cannot correct later, and without the usual stress that others, let's be honest, often experience when going through divorce. So come and join us at divorceclub.com today. See you there.
Then maybe on the next session, what we can do in trance is, from this very safe place, we can actually access the entire contents of your mind. Basically, from a place of safety, you're able to look at moments in your life that weren't safe at all, as if you can apply one emotional state to the other and process the memory in your mind. Memory is a historical evolution of an interpretation of an event in the past. The way that we label what happens in our life creates the emotions that we feel inside of ourselves, and those emotions re-energize those thoughts. The unhealed trauma becomes anxiety, it becomes protection, it becomes all these things. So basically, we're able to go to those moments in time and change that perception. And what that does is actually it changes the emotions incredibly quickly. One thing we can do in trance, in that safe space, is we can literally take it all out, and we can like float up above it, and we can ask the mind to break it up into ingredients, as if it's ingredients in a soup. You could take out those ingredients, and then we can actually focus on one at a time and resolve it. When we change the way we think about something, we change the way we feel about something. When we change how we feel, we change how we think. And there are various therapeutic tools to reduce the intensities of emotion, so the power of your logic is more than the power of your emotion.